Sunday afternoon, May 31st is today, 2026. Good afternoon, everyone. The 40 students kidnapped in Borno State are still there in captivity. The ones that were kidnapped in Oyo State are still there in captivity. And people in Oyo State, they have started killing so many of them. You saw the video of, the teacher they beheaded close to a week now. Now, there is something that the Tinubu's administration, they are deliberately doing it. When I mean Tinubu's administration, the lawmakers are not excluded, especially the lawmakers who are around Senator Godswill Akpabio, who is the president of the Senate. Now, Akpabio came out 2 days ago to make a statement that, Nigeria is safe, that the Tinubu's administration, they have, brought Nigeria to safety, that what we used to see before, we don't see it any longer. And that one did not surprise me because I always know that Akpabio is a liar, a very big liar. But when I saw Christopher Musa coming to Arise News to say the same thing, amidst the rising insecurity that we have never seen in Nigeria before, like, it got me thinking. It got me thinking the kind of collaboration between the Tinubu's administration and Boko Haram. Now, if you want to collaborate with terrorists, you can even pretend that you are not collaborating with them. Because all the whole signals you people are sending, it shows that you are working with the terrorists who are killing the people. Tinubu also made a statement that Nigeria is safe. Like, are you people telling other people in the Mars or in Pluto, in other planet? You can't even tell a non-Nigeria who is not living in Nigeria that Nigeria is not safe, that Nigeria is safe. People who are not living in Nigeria, people who are outside the country, people who are not Nigeria, who have never visited Nigeria, if you tell them what is the situation of security or insecurity in Nigeria, they will tell you so many things from A to Z. This is because we are living in a global village that you cannot hide the reality, you can't hide the truth, you can't hide anything going on right now. These are not the days of 1960 something when they fought the Civil War and a lot of things were hidden. They did not allow people to understand what was going on. They used starvation, genocide against the people. No, gone are those days. Now, while they were saying all these things, Makinde came out to say that, oh, I'm just a governor. I don't control security architecture. It is federal government that are making the children kidnapped not to be rescued. So if I have the control of the security forces, I would have rescued these people. A lot of people were laughing Makinde. I know what Makinde is talking about. You understand? I know what Makinde is talking about. Dauda Lawal, who is the governor of Zamfara State, he said at a time that we know where these terrorists are, we know where they live, we know their parents, we know whom they are. But the ability to arrest them, to kill them, to bring them to book is not in my power. It is in the hands of the federal government. So I understand what Seyi Makinde was saying, that the federal government are responsible for it. Now, this is the reason why we are seeing a new dangerous collaboration between Tinubu's administration and all these terrorists. A terrorist will be terrorizing. You have your students, more than 100 in captivity. You downplay it. You know, in Nigeria, it's what they call aiding and abetting. There are so many ways to aid terrorism. If you see Okocha happy Marcel, the way I come out to speak out what is in my mind, this is because I don't want to aid the terrorists. Yes, you might say, how would you aid them if you did not talk? Silence is a sponsor. Like, if something evil is happening and you keep silence, you are sponsoring the evil. Because it's not all about the people who are committing the evil. It is you and I who are unable to speak against the evil. We are committing more crimes, even or equivalent to the crimes that those people are committing. Christopher Musa went to national television to say that Nigeria is safe. Why people are in the bush? Why they are beheading people? Now, OJ Okbe of Rise News asked Christopher Musa where I got angry. Listen, there was a victim in rehabilitation camp in Borno State. He said that the government are paying the terrorists. They are paying them off, worthing millions, paying them every month 70 million, buying handles and even gun for them. Why are you rewarding the terrorists? Why you are not, rewarding people who are fighting them, like the policemen who are crying online that they were shot while serving Nigerian forces against the Boko Haram, and the Nigerian government now leave them? Christopher Musa went on to say that, it is an international law. When the terrorists just surrender, you don't have to treat the terrorists like a terrorist. You treat the terrorists humane. humanly, like with human treatment. I said, they ask you, why are you paying terrorists? You are answering with a different kind of things. Like, I started laughing. You know why I'm laughing? If I come out to tell you that these people are collaborating, helping these terrorists, not only by giving them ammunition and all those things, but by aiding them through their side. They downplay every insecurity in Nigeria. I mean, they downplay it. Okay? They downplay it. They downplay it. Anywhere insecurity is going on. By the way, Nuhu Rebado at the time, that was last week, said that they should not publish the casualties of the Nigerian army. They should not publish all this insecurity, something, until after the election. Why? Because they don't want people to see the evil going on in Nigeria. They don't want people to see what they are doing. So they ask people not to post it again. That is right. If you see people who are posting it, they are putting their lives in danger. Because this is a directive from the government. Don't post about insecurity. Don't post soldiers dying. Don't post where terrorists strike and so on and so forth. But that is tyranny. This is oppression. It's like autocratic military regime. Military regime is even far better than what we are seeing today. And that is, by the way, where these Fulani people are on rampage, killing people from across the country. What is the Nuhu Rebado Fulani man doing there? Yeah, you might say Okocha is talking about tribe. This is not time to be politically correct. Assuming it is Igbos, people from Igbo tribe, who are going from state to state, killing people all across the country. By now, the whole country would have gathered against Igbos. Anywhere they see you, even in the church, they will kill you. Anywhere they see you, they will kill you as an Igbo man. If Igbos are the one going from one place to the another, killing. But Fulani man is still there as a national security advisor. Fulani man is also there. All of the both in the Senate, everywhere, they occupy all the whole sensitive positions. And they are keeping quiet, aiding their people to kill Nigerians in silence. You know, I republished the video of Edmond Obindo, a political analyst on YouTube. He was talking about the perceived civil war that is going to come, that people will rise up against the Fulanis, that there will be counter-terrorism attack against Fulanis, that he's afraid because everybody is going to come against the Fulanis. What he said, I understand what he said. Definitely, it is at hand. Definitely, it is at hand. All this rubbish can't continue. We are in the state of anarchy, where they suspend constitution to, to rehabilitate the terrorists and so on and so forth. Christopher Musa is quoting international law, that it is because of international law that they are rehabilitating terrorists. UN asked them to, Security Council asked them to release Nnamdi Kanu. Do they release Nnamdi Kanu? Don't you know how many international courts have ruled that they should release Nnamdi Kanu? So why do you choose to obey Fulanis, something that concerns Fulanis, and arrest Nnamdi Kanu? Why? Why do you choose to do this one and not doing this one? And these are the people carrying gun, killing people. The more they kill, the more you pay them. The more they kill, the more you pay them. But here is a man who have never carried any weapon at all. A man who have never carried any weapon. You've never seen a gun with him and so on and so forth. But what are you doing? You jail him. You say that he don't deserve to live among the living. You understand? That is what James Omotosho said. But unfortunately, as I speak to you, the people who are running to exile are close to James Omotosho's village. That time we will know who is capable or who is eligible to live among the living or not. Whether their villages will live among the living. You can see empty houses, empty everywhere. They abandoned car, abandoned everything. Who abandoned those people? The Yoruba people in Oyo State, in Kwara State. What happened? The terrorists chased them out. And this is the same terrorist Omotosho was very furious that Nnamdi Kanu is calling them Janjaweed from Senegambia. That how can you refer to your fellow countryman with such language? When I was listening to James Omotosho that day, I was just very, very angry. But I also understand that it's just a script that they wrote for him that he was reading. What am I trying to say? The Tinubu's administration are aiding the terrorists. There is no two ways about it. They can't deny it. Then, the ball is left for you people. The ball is left for you people. I have told you, go and arm yourself. You must be a security person. Join security outfit. Join vigilante. Join any kind of security outfit to protect your people and to own a gun is very important. And above that, there must be all sort of riot against this government. Now, let me tell you something. I have repeated this time with that number that no election will save Nigeria. There is no any new government that will save Nigeria based on the system and the damage that has already happened. There is a way your car will spoil. After going to mechanics so many times, they will ask you to carry it and demolish it because it's not that repairable and good for roads any longer. There is nothing you can do at that time. That is the stage we are, a stage of no return. But however, removing Tinubu and APC from that place is a counter-terrorism. It's not political. It's a counter-terrorism in the sense that these people are not just there to rule politically. They are there to conquer you. APC is there to conquer you. I said when I listened to some Nigeria's intelligence officer, military intelligence officer, high-ranking military intelligence officer, telling me that, listen, if APC, if this administration leave office, the kind of secret fights with DSS, what DSS know, what the whole document that shows that they are sponsoring terrorism, that any government that will come, if the government is not a terror sponsor, that Nigeria will turn upside down. Why? Because the hell will get loose if they release those documents. A Nigeria military intelligence agency told me this, and I have the evidence that he told me this. I have the video, I have everything. So, many people in Nigeria are joking. You don't know what is going on. They keep you in the darkness. They make you feel that, oh, this country could be managed one day, something could get well, one way or the other. There is nothing. They keep on deceiving you. So, this administration, despite, this is my personal belief based on my research and study of Nigerian system. There is no new regime that can change Nigeria. No new regime that can change Nigeria. But removing this APC regime is a counter-terrorism. So, I'm not responsible for the way you think about issue of Nigeria, but I'm responsible for what I'm telling you. This administration is sponsoring terrorism.
There was evidence because insurgents who were killed, their telephones were probed, and they were in contact with security officers while they were operating. That is to show we have accomplices within the security forces. And that is why when people are being attacked, some instruction will come from above, whoever it would be, to ensure that these people receive the worst kind of treatment before the security forces would come. The people who are sponsoring insurgency in Nigeria didn't just wake up and then became insurgents or started to sponsor insurgency. It started and grew till when we got Sharia into our constitution. According to Sharia, Muslims will have to be the lords. You will have to submit. I will have to submit. Muslims who don't believe in that violence have to submit. There are rules. So since Sharia came in, insurgency in real time came in because they have the right under Sharia to convert the unbeliever.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir. Sorry to interrupt you. Pardon me. The aspect of Sharia, the Constitution allows, correct me if I'm wrong, it is in the cases of inheritance, marriage, marital issues, disputes.
Those were the penal court thing which Sardauna had.
Yes.
The Sharia today.
Yes.
Why was Leah Sharibu taken out of so many girls?
That's
Hold on. Why was the lady in Sokoto stoned to death? It's Sharia. So there are so many things that have happened which we can refer to, which are Sharia compliant issues. Many things have happened. Why do we have a parallel policing in Kano? It is because of Sharia. So, if you are in Kano, even if you are an Igbo man or whoever, and you want to trade your beer, you go and smash it. If you are lucky to go away alive. That is Sharia. So, sir, anybody who deceives you and said the penal code which we had, which the Sardauna accepted as a means of accommodating the Middle Belters then because of the Willings Commission requirement, is not what we have today. What we have today, adopted by the 12 local government, states in the north, is the true Sharia. And where they want and when they want to implement, they implement. Even states that are not as aggressive Not long ago, was it about 2 years ago, my governor in Borno went to and said any hotel that they think was a brochure, quote unquote, how do you qualify a place? They smashed it and destroyed such plots. Churches are not allowed spaces in some areas. So what is that? Yes. So what is that? It is Sharia. So you see, we pretend, that is the problem with this content. We pretend to be running a secular system in the north. It is no more that way. And this insurgency would not be there without Sharia. When we had the penal code, there was no such insurgency. There was no such aggression. There would not be somebody coming with a gun and say, Allahu Akbar, and attack others. It wasn't there. Under the penal code, it wasn't there. Under Sharia, it's there. And we cannot deny that. It is for the others to wake up and say, look, if you want to practice this, you have the right based on your religion, but you can't impose it on us. Let's think of a way of coexisting with this. And what is happening, or what is going to happen next? These people will say, let's part ways.
When you made mention to a couple of people who were, lynched, lynched, set on fire, and said it was because of Sharia, I was trying to disagree because I know the Sharia process will be, you take the person to face a Sharia panel, and then there will be witnesses called, just more or less like a regular trial court and all of that. But that was not the case. That's what I was trying to correct. It was just mob justice. Yes, maybe influenced by radical clerics. So I don't respond to that. But let's go back to this insecurity. I've had northern leaders. Dr. Akib Ahmed is a highly respected northern leader, a Muslim, highly respected intellectual. He attributes the insecurity from the north largely, preponderantly, and I tend to agree with him, to misgovernance, bad governance from governors, local governments, and all, even the president. Do you disagree with this?
Yes, people in power directs and determines what their people do. So in that regard, you can't disagree with him.
Do you disagree?
No, I said you and I too can disagree with him. Because if those things that initiated the Boko Haram insurgency didn't start from the political circle, allowing them to do what they did, it wouldn't have exploded to where it is now. And that is true, because leadership determines what the followership does. Good. Fine and good. Even those who are attributing so many things to Ali Sharif, I look at Ali Sharif as saint compared to some people who came after him. Because though Ali Sharif negotiated with a religious group, which was at dead not Boko Haram, they were a religious group to assist him wrestle power. It was later they became Boko Haram. But how did they become Boko Haram? The same Ali Sharif went after them when they insisted on Sharia. He didn't want to be Sharia compliant at the time. So to that extent, I tell some people, I don't see Ali Sharif as Malimadu Sharif as the man who started this thing. Yes, he negotiated with these people to assist him to wrestle power, which they did. But he refused to implement Sharia. All the same, he had his own militant group, but nearly all governors also have theirs to ensure that they win election. So, sir, without the constitutional backing which we had in 1999 Constitution, many of these governors in the north will not declare Sharia. That is the truth. Because they believe now with Sharia, rather than the penal code in the Constitution, they can declare Sharia in their states, and there's nothing you can do about it. You can go to court, they will tell you Sharia is in the Constitution, and they have the right to practice their religion. Those then who went further to say, yes, in this system, we are allowed to persecute those who don't adhere to Islamic norms, and Christians don't. These things wouldn't be there, sir. So let's be plain and straight. We have reached a stage in this country where you cannot stop these people from practicing their religion. And it has been started in the Constitution. Sharia is there in the Constitution. 73 mentions. You can go and cross-check. There's no mention of Christianity or anything to say that you exist in the first place in the Constitution. None. You can go check people who have gone through the Constitution. So the issue is, how do we navigate away from this source of problem? Because it is already there. It is in the Constitution. And governors who have introduced Sharia, Hizbah, etc., will say that Sharia is in the constitution, and you cannot do anything about it because they are Nigerians. How do we navigate out of that? That is the question.
I'm sure our viewers will struggle, especially northern Muslims, will struggle to agree with you. Because I'll go back to the issue of bad governance, failure of leadership, according to Dr. Akim Babamed, according to pretty much everybody I've sat with. And I've been on this for years now. Sir, 20 million plus children out of school on the streets. You see them everywhere in the north. Children of school going age on the streets.
Yes.
Those are the ready supply, the recruitment source for all these bandits, terrorists, kidnappers, insurgents, name it. Do you agree, sir?
I agree.
There's no primary health care in anywhere, any villages, no primary health care in almost all the places. Look at primary schools. So poverty, sir, look at poverty. Poverty in the north is like 10 times worse than the rest of Nigeria. I could go on and on, reading out these horrific statistics. So I go back to it. Is it fair to just narrow down on the issue of Sharia as the lone causative factor for all these problems?
Thank you. The practice of taking children, handing them over to malams or to these mullahs to train, to travel
Rather than
with
taking
them,
them to school.
Listen, to travel with them, blah, blah, is still part of the religious practice. You don't go to my village, you will not see a beggar on the street with a ball in his hand. It's shameful in my tradition to even have someone who is physically challenged, whether even mentally, to see him on the street begging. Because in my tradition, it's a taboo. You keep your weak and feed them till they die. So, it is the practice in northern Muslim areas, and it is as mentioned, and as we agree, that yes, bad governance has something to do about it. However, let me put it to you. The politicians depend on these clerics for support. They support a person to become a governor. When they get to the seat, how many of them have the balls to now say, you cannot carry children around and travel with them begging here and then? How many of them? So in that respect, we'll say, yes, bad governance. Then another thing, people are producing children who they cannot support. If I don't know whether you are Christian or Muslim, you are confined to have one wife. And how many children you can take care of? In Islam, you can have up to 4 wives. According to the rule, if you can take care of them equitably. Nobody cares about equitably. Produce children, you cannot take care of them, hand them over to the malam, and the malam travels out. They learn menial works, go around Abuja. Who are the nail cutters? Who are the cobblers? It's all this kind of children. Many of them have gone to school, many of them have not. Now, an alternative education has not been provided. Jonathan tried to establish Al-Majiri system schools. Go to those schools. Are they being occupied by Al-Majiris? You will find out Al-Majiris are not there. So, sir, it is not just government. Jonathan tried, but the system resisted. The system resisted. So, if these boys are used as cannon fodder for insurgency, it is not just government. It is the system.
Dr. Bitrus, let's make progress. We all witnessed the horrific atrocities in Mangu local government, Boko's local government, Bakinladi local government, where entire villages or communities were wiped out.
Yes.
In what many have described as genocidal, including yourself.
Yes.
Yet, we have evidence that those villagers alerted security forces that this was coming, these people are coming.
That's correct.
And yet, security forces, conveniently did not show up before, and while those atrocities were being perpetrated, they didn't show up until after the entire place was decimated. Then they showed. What's going on, sir? How do you explain this?
There's complicity within the security forces. Simple. No. I mean, nothing other than that. You see, the people who sponsors and who sponsored this thing when it started know where they were, the level things have reached to the extent that they can do something and even protect the aggressors. When General T.Y. said that they are colluding, you remember that there was evidence. Because insurgents who were killed, their telephones were probed, and they were in contact with security officers while they were operating. That is to show we have accomplices within the security forces. And that is why when people are being attacked, some instruction will come from above, whoever it would be, to ensure that these people receive the worst kind of treatment before the security forces would come. That is one. Two, even after the attack, while lamenting, rather than coming to assist in some cases, we have lots of records, the security forces would come if any of their children decides to even fight back, they will be arrested. That is, the victim is now being victimized. This has happened over and over again. So the issue is, the system is already rotten. And thank God, the present government, having received the pressure from the US, has allowed the Americans to assist and collaborate with our government to ensure that this thing is halted. But the major work is for you and I to do the needful, rather than chickening out and pretend. Because sometimes when I hear people who know, who even suffered genocidal attacks in the area, saying that there's no genocide, I do laugh. There's genocidal attacks on Christian communities to displace them. In the Northwest, there's genocidal attack against Muslim Hausas, indigenous Hausas. The jihad of which started in 1804, took over power. That is traditional institutions. But the land remained in the hands of the Hausas. Today, the Hausas are also being killed and dispossessed of their land. So it has become multifaceted, but all the same. You look at the history, whether at how Islam started, it is the same trend, sir. It has not changed. So with Sharia, whether we like it or not, that's what will continue to happen, unless it is crushed. Negotiation will not work. Anybody who say non-kinetic, that is the funny terminology I've heard. Somebody who think that, one, if he kills, and if he dies trying to kill for his faith, he's going above to meet some beautiful facilities beyond what he gets here. It's here, it's in the mind. You can't change him through some non-kinetic something. He is out there to either kill or be killed. If somebody would voluntarily go and blow himself up just because he feels he's going to be rewarded, how do you solve the problem through some non-kinetic approach? So the issue is, this thing will not stop unless it is crushed.